Deputy President William Ruto was locked in a heated argument that almost turned into a physical confrontation with his boss President Uhuru Kenyatta in the hours following the annulment of their 2017 election win, a leaked audio recording has revealed. The recording, in which DP Ruto is heard addressing Kikuyu elders in a meeting held on Friday at his official current residence in Nairobi, shed light on the tense hours following the unprecedented judgment of the Supreme Court. DP Ruto told the Kikuyu elders that President Uhuru Kenyatta was so distraught by the Supreme Court judgment, which ordered a repeat of the election, that he nearly gave up the fight for a second term in office, and it was only due to his insistence that he agreed to run again in the second poll that was boycotted by the then opposition National Super Alliance NASA presidential candidate Raila Odinga. The deputy president, who has since fallen out with his boss, says that he went to State House to meet the president on September 1, 2017, after the Supreme Court had delivered its decision, where he held a tense discussion with him. So ndio huyo, sasa hii maneno, sijui nini, mimi sitaki, mimi nataka kwenda Ishaweri, sasa mimi sitaki, wacha tuachane na hii kitu. Here's the president, and he says he's not keen on taking part in the repeat election and that he wants to go to Ishaweri, his home village in Kiambu County, that we should abandon this thing.
Mimi nataka niwaambie, najua tulienda kufanya uchaguzi, tukashinda. Huyu mtu akaenda pale, akakoroga, ikasemekana turudie uchaguzi. Ndio. Watu wengi, sijui ni kwa sababu gani, watu wengi walikuwa nafikiri sasa ikisemekana turudie uchaguzi ati tutawachana na Uhuru. Sijui kwa sababu gani watu walikuwa naamini hivyo. Lakini mimi nilitoka hapa kwa ofisi na nilikuwa nimemwambia Uhuru, hii chunga hapo iko Kiingereza. Akaniambia hapana, nimechunga kabisa, kila kitu iko sawa. Kulikuwa na mtu mwingine anaitwa Nje, sijui nani. Mwisho mlango kumbe ilikuwa wazi, wengine wakaingia ndani wakaharibu, si ndio? Mimi nikatoka hapa nikafika State House. Kufika State House nikakuta rafiki yangu wako hapo. Sitaki kusema alikuwa anafanya nini, kwa sababu sisi ni wazee. Sasa hii maneno sijui nini, mimi sitaki, mimi nataka kwenda Ishaweri, wewe sijui sasa mimi sitaki, wacha tuachane na hii kitu. Mimi nikamwangalia, nikamwambia wewe, ni vile tu nilikuwa na heshima, ningemchapa Kofi. Ati sisi tuache, ati tutoke hapa.
Mimi nikamwangalia, nikamwambia wewe, ni vile tu nilikuwa na heshima, ningemchapa Kofi, ati sisi tuache. I looked at him and told him, it's only that I was being respectful. I would have slapped him. How could we just quit? The Kikuyu elders who visited DP Ruto at his current residence included President Kenyatta's cousin, Captain Kungu Muigai. Only persons with official invitations were allowed at the meeting, as it was the norm with admission to the State House and the DP's official residence, but the Sunday Nation has obtained a recording of part of the DP Ruto's address to the elders. Attenders of the meeting, including Captain Muigai and Gatondo South MP Moses Kuria, corroborated the contents of the recording. The DP claimed to have repeatedly asked President Kenyatta to take a keen interest in the Supreme Court petition, which at that time was led by retired Chief Justice David Maraga, to avoid being caught off guard by an adverse judgment. I had told the president to take a keen interest. He assured me that he was in charge and everything was fine, said DP Ruto. In reality, the door had been left wide open and some people went in and spoiled everything. Isn't that so? He paused. The deputy president further claims to have told President Kenyatta that there was no way the ruling Jubilee party could have lost the polls. Ati tutoke hapa, hapana, na ni kura tumeshinda. Kwani alikuwa ametushinda wapi? tumeshinda wabunge, tumeshinda magavana, tumeshinda senators wengi, tumefanya hiyo kazi yote. I told him there was no way we could have just quit when we had won the election. We had more MPs, more governors and senators. We had done a lot of work, Mr. Ruto told his guests. After the conversation, the DP says they both left State House and headed to Boma Market as the president began to digest what had just happened. It was at the market that a tough-talking Mr. Kenyatta made the "we shall revisit" remark as he hit out at the Supreme Court for nullifying his re-election. Before the Supreme Court ruling, I was the president-elect, but Maraga and his team have declared the election as null and void. I'm the incumbent president with full powers. Maraga should know he's dealing with a sitting president, he said then. Both Mr. Muigai and Mr. Kuria, who were present at the Friday meeting, confirmed the details of the recording of the Deputy President's address. That came up and it was very clear that Uhuru was so disappointed and discouraged and actually thought about not participating in the repeat election. Personally, I can attest to that. That is true. It is Ruto who told him, "No, you can't just do that. You cannot walk away like we have been defeated." I'm in very close proximity to both of them. It is Ruto who said that they could not just quit, said Mr. Muigai. Mr. Kuria also corroborated the statements uttered in the recording. The DP said he was with the president and the president was almost giving up, but he told him he could not just give up. The DP said he was with the president and the president was almost giving up, but he told him he could not give up. He was just overwhelmed. It is the DP who made him strong and told him he could not give up. The president was fatigued with the fight, said Mr. Kuria yesterday. A former high-ranking State House bureaucrat, however, dismissed the claims, saying that the president did not need any convincing to run in the repeat election. "I can tell you we had already put in a contingency plan and we are the ones who executed the campaigns ahead of the repeat election. In our scenario planning, we envisaged a situation where the election would be contested. That is what we do in the back office. We knew the court process could go in any direction and the second phase of our campaign was ready, the one we called Uhuru Ni Wetu. We had it prepared before the first election. That is why we were able to roll it out immediately after the court decision." The former State House official, who requested anonymity, citing confidentiality requirements of his job, told the Standing Nation. The DP was addressing 1,200 elders from Kiambu, the president's home county, in the Friday meeting. Attendants of the meeting said the underlying message was to show that he stood with the president all through and never undermined him, as has been claimed. Mr. Muigai stated that one of the reasons they went to visit the DP was to get an assurance that a Kenya Kwanza administration would let the president enjoy his retirement. The DP told us that Uhuru is still his friend and that if he assumes office, Uhuru will be treated with respect and will be accorded all the benefits of a former head of state, said Mr. Muigai. The DP also made a remark that suggested that his frosty relationship could have started way before the 2017 elections. He told the elders how it was widely expected that he would not back Mr. Kenyatta for the repeat poll due to some perceived differences then. The revelation could discount the DP's publicly stated position that it was the handshake between the president and Mr. Odinga in March 2018 that drove a wedge between them.